What's up, everybody? Jade Thorpe, Flexwork Fitness, and we got another book review for you. So, we got Never Finished by David Goggins. So I actually reviewed one of his other books, Can't Hurt Me, which is probably top 5, one of my favorite books ever. Like I said in the other video, it's the reason I quit my job. It gave me kind of that fire to just pursue what I really wanted to pursue, which is fitness. This one, I got a lot of pretty good nuggets from, I guess you can look at it as like the sequel to Can't Hurt Me, because he really doesn't dive too much into his past. It's more so kind of about what's occurring whenever he started writing a book, which I'm guessing was like the past 3 years or so, because he kind of mentions it, some stuff around like COVID time. So a little bit on David Goggins. He is a BAMF. Okay, so he was a Navy SEAL. I'm probably going to forget all the stuff that he even done. He did so much. He was a ultramarathon runner, is an ultramarathon runner. He is a wildland firefighter. He actually graduated and became a smoke jumper, which is nuts. He is a speaker. He is a motivational speaker. And he's just somebody who's always chasing that extra bit of greatness. So let's get into it. This is what I got out of it. One of the big things I seen was he said how he had his own Mr. Miyagi. So if you don't know who Mr. Miyagi is, it's like this master teaching this kid karate, wax on, wax off. But he says a lot of people have their own Mr. Miyagi, but you don't realize it. And for him, it was actually his grandfather. So again, if you read the other book, he had like a really messed up past. His dad was super abusive, and they ended up moving to Brazil, Indiana, where he stayed with his grandfather. And so his grandfather was like extremely tough on him. And to David's mind, he thought that he was going to kind of get a break from like kind of have a little bit of a pity party, I guess, whenever he moved in with his grandfather. But no, his grandfather, he put his ass to work like real quick. Like he made him every day doing his chores. So he would do chores before he went to school. He woke him up at like 5 a.m. or something like that with like cold water therapy, got him up. And again, to David, he's like, this is terrible. So what he was doing was he was kind of half doing his stuff. And his grandfather was just like relentless on him. Like he didn't really tell him like good job or anything whenever he started to actually do a good job and started to actually put effort into the work. But David himself got value out of that. So he got value because he was putting all his all into it, and then he was kind of looking at it like thinking like, damn, like I did a good job. Like I really did a good job. And so whenever we half-butt stuff, I already said ass, never mind. Whenever we half-ass stuff, it's a reflection on our character, really. Like we kind of do it sometimes at work. We're like, I don't want to do this. Like, screw the manager or whatever. Say if you work retail, like maybe I'll just kind of throw the clothes on the hook. I won't really make them look nice. But then if you start to put that extra effort into it, and you start to put like real value into the work that you produce, which even the menial tasks we do, that is work that we are producing. It's pretty rewarding, and that definitely rubs off on other people. Like whenever they see you're going the extra mile, it kind of gives them that fire to do it too. And so for me, one of my best friends actually used to work for him at Planet Fitness. He'd be in the bathroom cleaning the toilets with us. Like there was, even though he was the top of the club, like he really didn't have to do all that stuff. He still did it. He showed that, okay, like I'm all in on this, and it kind of made us feel like, okay, we need to go all in on this. If he's down there scrubbing toilets with us, he's doing all the cleaning, like why can't we? Why can't we take pride in our work? So yeah, that was a pretty nice little nugget I got. And throughout this, he runs a race called the Moab. I want to say 240. I think it's 240. Yeah, 240-mile race. And he actually doesn't complete it the first time. He actually ends up having these complications medically to where he can't actually finish the race. And I think he had like 17 miles left on the race. So what did he do? Recouped. Like within like an hour or so, went back out there and ended up finishing the race. Even though he got a DNF, which is did not finish, he still took it upon himself to run that full 240 miles. He even said to himself, he's like, I'm not even going to cross the official finish line. because he felt he didn't deserve it because he actually didn't do the task. So he ended up picking like a telephone pole or something. And to me, that was wild because like a lot of times when we get beat down with things, we just won't finish it. Like, and there's a lot of things that we don't finish. I'm pretty guilty of this as a musician. Like, there's a lot of songs that are half finished just because I didn't actually take the time to finish them. So finish the things you start was kind of what I gathered from that. And he did something super extreme, 240 miles. Like he finished. Like there's so many smaller tasks that we just don't finish. Like we just don't finish it. Stop looking for the hard times to end, he said. Stay locked into the task in front of you. It will end at some point. But a lot of things that we really like kind of dread upon are situations that might not even happen to us, or situations that really aren't that bad. And like, I guess say like first world problems. When he was running a 200-mile race through Florida, he actually met these cops. They were super cool and everything with him. But then like 5 minutes down the road, he had these people come up in a truck beside him and call him the hard R, if you know what that is. And he just kind of shook it off. He's like, I'm not going to let like their narrow perspective like kind of imprint on me. Like their narrow, undriven perspective imprint on what I'm doing, the grand things I'm doing. And again, this can apply to our daily lives where we're in traffic and we get cut off. And there was one time I got cut off and the dude flicked me off. And looking back, I'm like, I shouldn't have got like as upset about it as I did. But at the time, like my whole day was fixed upon, if I come across these people, I'm planning out like what I'm gonna do. Like I'm gonna give them the double finger. Like I'm gonna go like all out with it. And it's like that little interaction I really just kind of let ruin my day. And I really thought about it for the next few days. And again, whenever you have grand visions and when you're doing grand things, you can't let these small perspectives like really affect the things that you're doing. Then the last nugget I got was the legend of Captain Donnelly. So he talks about when he was in, I want to say it was air assault school or air rescue school, one of the two, something badass that he did. And he remembers whenever he would see this guy and he would do above what these standards were that you had to complete. And like at first, like they're all looking at him, they're all like what is this guy? Like who does he think he is? Like does he think better than us? Like why is he doing more than us? And they were almost like hoping that he would fail and like gas himself out before the end of the week training. And he said that was not so much an attack at him, but it was more so a reflection of him justifying why he wasn't doing more. And we kind of have a lot of those people in our lives where like they do good and like sometimes we'll have this envy towards them. And the envy towards them is a justification for us not doing the best that we can. And I thought that was powerful. I was like, wow. I was like, and like, I'm not a hater by any means. Like, I love seeing people succeed. But there's been some times where like my younger self and I'm like, like they're not going to make it. Like, whatever. And like, again, it was a reflection on me justifying like why I wasn't doing the most that I could be doing. Again, I'm not a hater now. I support everybody. So that was pretty crazy. And again, whenever you're that shining light, if you're that person who's going to do above and beyond, it's going to imprint. It's going to imprint upon everybody that's in your work environment. It's going to imprint upon your family. So like say if you're somebody who you start to add in a little bit more of a healthy lifestyle, like your spouse, your kids are going to be like, oh, I guess I'll try a smoothie too. Like it's little things that you're going to imprint on them, and you can do that in a positive way, but you can also do that in a destructive way. All right, so I definitely recommend you guys check out this book. Again, I love David Goggins. Everything that he's produced out there for the public is something that I've gained immense value from, and I really do believe everybody will gain immense value from it as well. So if there's any other books you want me to review or read and then give my take on it, let me know in the comments. And yeah, check it out. Never Finish, David Goggins.